The Lantern in the Storm. On the edge of a sleepy village, nestled between towering pines and rolling hills, there was an old stone cottage, its roof covered in ivy and moss. The cottage had been built generations ago by Mara's ancestors, who had been simple folk, farmers, woodworkers, and storytellers. But time had passed, and now only Mara remained. Mara was a woman of quiet grace, known in the village for her kindness, but also for her solitary nature. She didn't mind the solitude. There was comfort in the rhythm of the seasons and the sound of the wind rustling through the trees. Her days were spent reading books passed down from her ancestors, tending to her small garden, and making beautiful lanterns from the glass she carefully collected. People said she could make a lantern that could brighten the darkest of nights, though no one had ever seen her make one for anyone but herself. But as the years went by, Mara began to notice something. The village had changed. It wasn't just the crops that no longer grew as bountifully, or the fires that no longer burned as warmly in the hearths of neighbors. People had started to become distant, lost in their own struggles. The younger generation no longer came to her for stories or for the small handmade lanterns she would gift them. The village seemed to be losing its spark. One evening, a storm rolled in from the west, darker than any Mara had seen in years. The wind screamed through the trees, rattling the shutters of her cottage and sending waves of rain against the windows. It wasn't just a storm, but something more, something ancient. Mara sat by her hearth, knitting and watching the flames dance. Her lanterns, placed carefully around the room, flickered warmly, but she felt a strange chill creeping into her bones. She gazed out the window at the swirling darkness beyond. In the distance, she thought she saw a faint glow. She rubbed her eyes, but when she looked again, it was still there, a soft, steady light bobbing just beyond the trees. Curious but cautious, she grabbed her shawl and stepped outside. The storm raged all around her, but the glow remained visible, as though beckoning her. Without thinking, she started walking toward it. The wind howled in her ears, and the rain poured down in sheets, but the glow remained constant, guiding her through the trees. She moved slowly, not sure if she was seeing what she thought she was, but the light never wavered. It was as though it was waiting for her. The path grew narrow, and Mara had to carefully navigate between thick branches and damp underbrush. She wasn't sure how long she walked, but soon the familiar sights of the village had vanished entirely, and she was deep within the forest. The lantern's glow hovered just ahead, like a star leading her through the darkness. Then suddenly